Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it. So here's a quick take. That took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk. Let's get right into it. So, I spent a few weeks with this power station, and here's how it feels in real life. It's surprisingly compact for the amount of juice inside, and it sits in that sweet spot where you can actually move it around without needing a forklift. The 53 pounds or so makes it feel portable enough for camping trips or a weekend house kit, not something you lug around every day, but doable when you need it. One thing that stuck with me is how the system handles power under load. When I pulled 650 watts off it, the inverter was pulling energy with about 92% efficiency. That matters because every watt saved means less battery drain during a blackout or when you're off-grid all day. The standby draw is impressively small, around 10 watts, which means it doesn't sip away at the battery when nothing's plugged in. While charging from the mains follows the usual pattern you'd expect, roughly the same efficiency you see in similar devices, and the internal charging path is power factor corrected, which again helps maximize what you get from the wall. The build feels sturdy, and the display meters seem pretty accurate. I used it as a camping setup with solar and AC loads, and the numbers lined up with what I expected. It's a genuine 2 kilowatt-hour capacity range, enough to keep essential appliances running if you're off-grid for a while. The design is clearly aimed at portability without sacrificing the ability to handle bigger loads when needed. If you're cooking with an induction stove, running a small air fryer, or charging a bunch of gadgets at once, this unit handles it without drama, as long as you stay within its 200-600 watts or so continuous limit. Solar charging is where you'll want to think about usage scenarios. The maximum solar input is around 1000 watts, with a PV input limit around 60 volts. In real life, that means you'll want a well-designed panel setup to hit the top end, but you still get a lot of flexibility. One caveat I'd flag is the lack of user-settable state-of-charge limits for PV charging. Keeping the battery at 100% all day is not ideal for longevity, and the industry standard in other products is to cap charge at something like 85% with a small hysteresis. BLUETTI has started moving on firmware stuff in this area, which is hopeful, and I did notice a firmware update addressed at least one prior hiccup. Speaking of firmware, the MPPT algorithm did have a hiccup early on in my testing, seemingly mismanaging incoming PV power at times. A refresh via firmware fixed that, and the app makes it easy to push updates. The BLUETTI app itself is pretty handy for watching charge, configuring outputs, and even calculating how much you'll need for a given scenario. It's nice to see customer support responsive. It's the kind of thing that makes you feel like you're not alone with a new gadget. Overall, this power station stands out as a strong mid-sized option for portable power. It's not flawless, especially if you're chasing maximum battery longevity from solar charging, but it's a solid, capable unit that delivers power reliably when you need it and is easy to haul around for trips or quick setup in an off-grid situation. If BLUETTI adds user-defined soak limits in a future update, I'd call it nearly perfect for the price.